I forgot I gotta change the intro on the live stream too. But man, what's happening, y'all? Y'all already know, man, we gotta get into this free agency stuff. Y'all are just gonna see, let me start it over, hold on. Does it start all the way over? Well, it'll cycle through. So it's gonna cycle through all of my favorite players in free agency that are available for all the positions that we need. And then there's also a small one screen where you're gonna see like the guys we need to re-sign, like Joey Sly and JD McKissick and all of that. So yeah, this is the first picture. This is like the title, and it's just gonna cycle through the whole live stream, just so you know, if anybody's curious. And of course we can dive into all of this. That's the purpose of this live stream. We're gonna talk about everything. First of all, something I just saw very recently is that, who was it? The Jaguars are expected to have strong interest in Brandon Sheriff, so that's interesting. That's really interesting. Maybe to replace Andrew Norwell, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But first of all, man, what's happening, everybody? We got Justin first. What's good, Marino's GOAT Dolphins fan in here, but still chilling. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the Carson Wentz compliment. What's good, King Sean? DeQuavius was good. Yeah, I hope we get Zach Ertz as well. Aaron was good. How you feel about Drake London? I'm still all in on quarterback right now. I really still hope, because like my whole thing is Carson Wentz, I think people are a little bit more frustrated than they should be, because he's going to be a clear upgrade over Taylor Heinicke. I'm already working on a film session to like show y'all what Taylor Heinicke tried to do in Scott Turner's offense and why it didn't work, and then show what Carson Wentz did for the Colts, which would be like the same exact play, probably the same route, same throw, and show y'all basically like Taylor Heinicke couldn't do it last year, Carson Wentz will be able to do it this year. So our offense, the same distance that we went going from Alex Smith and Dwayne Haskins to Taylor Heinicke, I think it's going to be that same amount of improvement going from Taylor Heinicke to Carson Wentz. But at the same time, my biggest thing is, first of all, trading what we traded to get him. When we reportedly went in asking for a 4th and a 6th. I don't know how we got to the point where we got to. And apparently the Colts may have released them, but at the same time, it's hard to bring free agents in, especially quarterbacks with a defensive-minded head coach. So maybe they went ahead and traded for Carson Wentz because they thought he wouldn't come here. But then my biggest point is that I'm afraid getting Carson Wentz will stop us from drafting a quarterback in the first round. I mean, whether it's Malik Willis, who's my favorite, or any of the guys, I just think it's better to get one this year than next year, because next year, if you're talking about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, you're gonna have to do an RG3 like trade to get them. Whereas one of these guys here, they may fall to 11. Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis, you know, your quarterback of the future may fall to 11. Whereas that draft, first of all, Carson Wentz we're gonna be picking somewhere low 20s, upper teens, and so to go from that range to like top 5 to get a quarterback, I just don't see it as really. So when you compare like don't compare Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett to CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. You need to compare them to quarterback 3, 4, and 5 of next year's class, in my opinion, because that's the range you'll be able to get them. So we'll see, though, man. I mean, I'm excited because Carson Wentz is one thing about him, he's going to be fun. Again, he's going to be Taylor Heinicke, but with a stronger arm, basically. So this should be fun. So, yeah, just basically to answer your question. Now, if we're going all in on Carson Wentz and we just already accepted we're not taking quarterback first round, which I still hope we do, I like Drake London at 1. I'm more of a Jamison Williams guy. And then also, I mean, maybe get Sauce Gardner there, even though we don't really need a corner. Like, that's not one of our biggest needs. And then you can get like somebody like a George Pickens 2nd round. There's so many great receivers in this draft. There's going to be really good receivers still there with our 2nd round pick. I'm sure of it. I'm very sure of it. So, granted, with the 11th overall pick, you're probably going to pick from the entire receiver class. Like, we may be the first, if we plan on taking a receiver at 11, we may be the first team to take a receiver in the draft, maybe at the worst 2nd. So we're going to pretty much have our choice of all of the receivers. So of course you'll get a guaranteed great playmaker, but I think if you wait till the 2nd round, you can still get a really good guy if you're trying to build around Carson Wentz. I think honestly, I think we go, if we're not going quarterback, go best player available. If that means Sauce Gardner, or if you really like Derek Stingley, because Derek Stingley, back before the injuries and everything, he was arguably one of the best defensive players in college football, even as a freshman. That's regardless of position. So if you want to bank on that, you know what I'm saying? There's so many options there if you don't go quarterback. So I haven't really like taken the time to really look at Drake London. I've seen highlights. So I don't know how to speak on him too much yet, but I know like Jameson Williams with us, you know, my Georgia Bulldogs being in the SEC and having to go against them. And then Chris Olave, I wanted him since last year before he returned for one more year at Ohio State. Garrett Wilson, I've watched a lot of him. Traylon Burks, I love him. I started watching a little bit of Christian Watson after he ran that crazy 40 time. I'm a little late on him, but Drake London is actually one of the people I haven't really gotten to yet. I know of him. I know he's really talented, and if we take him, I'm down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it. But there's so much talent at the receiver position. That's one of the main reasons I don't think we have to do it at 11. But again, if there's a guy we love, we're like Traylon Burks. That's all we need, and we can have a Chiefs level offense. Like, he's that last piece that's gonna take us to the top, and you know we could be strong Super Bowl contenders. Then do it. But I just think you can get somebody almost as good in the second, and then the gap between the corner you would take in the first compared to what you would take in the second is bigger than the gap between the receiver you take in the first and you take in the second. But I mean, it's just, when they go and get that guaranteed playmaker, I understand. I wouldn't hate the move, I just wouldn't also love it. You know what I'm saying? Zach Ertz would be a smart move. I agree. I would like Zach Ertz. I hope we can keep JD. That's big for me as well. What's good, W Fig? Man, I hope we just back out of it, because nothing's official till Wednesday. It'd be nice if we just backed out of it out of nowhere and got Watson, but I just highly doubt it happens. So I've already just given up on Watson. I would love to get him, but I don't think we're gonna get him. I highly doubt it. Get us up to speed with the latest. What's good, Mark? Hey man, we about to get into it, man. I'm about to answer everybody's questions. We just here just talking. I'm really here to talk to y'all. Like, I'm gonna be reading the chat and answering questions and all of that type of stuff. Because you already see who I want. Just, you know, it's just scrolling through as I'm talking. So, my favorite time of the year, hope springs eternal. Yeah, man, this is really some of the most fun weeks of the entire year. So I hope we're buyers. I really do, man. I don't want to just sit there. It's been working for us. The J.D. McKissicks of the world, the Cornelius Lucas, Logan Thomas, all of these like cheap signings that we get, like a 1-year prove-it deal, maybe a really cheap 2-year Wes Schweitzer. It's been working out really well, but I want to swing for Bobby Wagner. Like, I'm trying to get one of them guys. I'm trying to get Marcus Williams. It's good. King Sean was good. Justin Rich was good. Unknown Ism was good. King Sean, Stevie, Tyler C, Captain was good. Jack Miller, James Fisher. How you feel about the Almeretta stuff? Oh, you talking about? Oh yeah, we're ignoring that. Everybody in Atlanta is ignoring that, man. Because if you take out the areas she said, you're taking out Outkast, you're taking out Young Thug, you're taking out like most of the best people. Like, it's just like, who's left? I'm excited for. Can you slow down the slide changes? Oh, slow down. I can slow it down a little bit. Hold on, let me see. Oop, wrong button. Hold on, I got you. All right, it's at 5,000 milliseconds, so I could probably do 7. Add maybe an extra 2 seconds to it. All right, bet. Rico, what's up? Any chance we still back out for Deshaun Watson? Man, Javon, I really hope so, man. What's good, Tommy? What's good, Mo? Armando was good. Fitz was good, everybody, man. What's good, Icy? What's good? What's good, man? Hey, man, just talking about some free agency. Jarvis was good. Was good. I haven't heard from Rico in a break. Man, I just been working on content, man. I just been working on content. Can't wait to see how we doing free agency. I'm about to pick up the live streams again, though. I mean, especially with free agency coming up, the draft. I got to start doing. I haven't done a mock draft in a minute. But I was about to do a mock draft like a couple of days ago after we traded for Carson Wentz. But then I was like, I might as well wait to see what we do in free agency first before I take like a receiver first overall. I mean, in the first round potentially, and then we end up going to get like an Allen Robinson. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till at least the earliest Wednesday, once everything starts becoming official. I'm gonna probably come out with a mock draft like immediately after. What's good, Mr. Jones? What's good, Washington Command? Send up my boy. Welcome back. Make sure I subscribe to my boy. I don't think JD is a priority as much as I like him. Wentz isn't a check down QB. I mean, you got to remember JD McKissick is also a really good pass blocking running back. Like, he's easily our best pass blocking running back, and I think that's really hard to find. I mean, Antonio Gibson and Jared Patterson may get better over time, but JD McKissick right now on third downs, if you need a guy to pick up a blitz, J.D. McKissic is your guy out of our entire running back group right now. So at the very least, I want to keep him for that. But I think Scott Turner will get Carson Wentz to check down more. He doesn't like to check down a lot, but I think once you have a weapon like J.D. McKissic, you kind of got to. He's too useful. What's good, One Life? What's good, Ben? I like Grayson McCall and Hendon Hooker anyway. I think we should get wide receiver at 11. What's good, Marley? What's good? What's good? I say trade back, stack picks, and secure this defense fully. Yeah, I mean, for me, if it's not quarterback, I think might as well trade back too. I think the difference between guys that are going to go top 15, 17 isn't that different from the guys that may go like 22, 25, like especially like receiver and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, if we're planning on going receiver or something, yeah. I mean, plus if you trade back a guy like my guy Daxton Hill in the draft, my favorite safety in the entire draft, other than Kyle Hamilton, of course, he's just on a different level. You could argue he's the best player in the entire draft. So ignoring him, my best pure free safety, my favorite pure free safety in the class is Daxton Hill, and it's really not even close after that. It's like Kyle Hamilton, gap, Daxton Hill, gap, everybody else. And maybe if you trade back, you can still get like a Traylon Burks and a Daxton Hill. So now you have a really good potential receiver and that true ball hawk free safety that we need over the middle to let Cameron Curl do what he's doing, moving all over the defense, slot, back deep, Buffalo nickel, whatever he's doing at the time. If you have a guy that's just that pure rangy free safety, and you can let Cameron Curl run all around the field like he likes to do so. I would love to get Daxton. So a trade back scenario makes sense for that because he's not making it to our second round pick. But it's also, I think it's irresponsible to get him at 11 overall. So trading back is probably our best chance of getting Daxton Hill, who's a prospect I like. So I can see that scenario too. Wentz would do contract. We should get a wide receiver for Wentz. They fast. Yeah, there's a lot of them in this draft. Does he have to pass physical first? If he doesn't pass, trade will be void. I think so, but I don't see why he wouldn't be able to pass physical. DJ Chark would be legit for us. Yeah, and that's why I put the question mark behind DJ Chark because he kind of disappeared like the past year and two. But when he was good, he was good. Like, he was really fun to watch, and I was hoping we would get him. But he kind of fell off the past couple of years from what I remember. I mean, I haven't necessarily watched film on him, but when I've watched the Jaguars, I've had him in fantasy leagues. I'm like, what's going on with my boy DJ Chark? So I'm willing to take a flyer on him for sure. How do you feel about Cooper going to the Browns? Hey, man, that's what happens when you leak out there that you're willing to release a player if you got to because you're trying to clear up cap space. Now they got to give him away for a fifth because teams know, hey, the highest I'm going is a fifth because after that, I mean, what you going to do? You're going to release him and then we're going to get him for free. So, hey, man, I'm happy to not have to go against him anymore. That's pretty nice. I really want bring in Eric's good combo. Guys, I have good news. Finally hit 225 on the bench. Okay, that Mr. Jones. Okay. Racked up 192 tackles. Y'all talking about the linebacker from Rich and King Sean. You talking about the linebacker from the Falcons, bro? He's different, bro. I still don't exactly know how to pronounce his name, but he's different. We'll let it trade back in the front. Because last time, like months ago when we talked about him, I was like, oh yeah, I remember him because I've watched a couple of Falcons games and stuff like that. But then like since then, I've actually like went and really like pinpointed, put the spotlight on him and watched Falcons game, like really watched him. And like, yeah, nah, I would love to get that guy. Pro Football Focus doesn't have a high grade on him. I think he's excellent. I would love to add him to our defense. Love to trade. I mean, of course, Pro Football Focus isn't the end all be all, but generally they're pretty right with a lot of these guys. Like I cross-referenced my list for Pro Football Focus, and I disagree with them with a couple of them. And Foyer was one of the main ones where I'm like, nah, y'all tripping, bro. He's different. He's different. Yeah. Pro Football Focus missed on that one. Let's see. We'll let it trade back in the first and still get Chris Olave. Yeah, you definitely can. I think Chris Olave would probably be the third or fourth guy taken. I love bringing Ertz in for Wentz. I do too, as well, especially for cheap. I saw a report already that it's between us and the Cardinals. It's literally just the Commanders and the Cardinals. That's it. Everybody else, they've already been outbid or whatever. For some reason, I forgot the way they worded it. But basically, he's either going to end up back on the Cardinals. Because remember, they traded for him. It's not like he just came there for free. So, of course, they don't want to just let him go for free. Just let him walk. And whatever contract he gets, it's not like they're going to get like a high compensatory pick for him. So ultimately, you just traded those picks away to get Zach Ertz, even though they were really cheap picks from what I remember. But still, just let him walk for free. I'm pretty sure they would love to bring him back Especially he had some pretty good games last year too. But of course, we would want him because we have Carson Wentz now. If we trade back into the late in 2 seconds, we can get Daxton Hill, my boy. Leo Chanel, I gotta check him out more. Jalen Petre, I gotta check him out more as well. But Daxton Hill, man, any scenario with Daxton Hill, I'm happy. Christian Watson is the name to look out for. Yeah, he killed the combine. A lot of guys killed the combine, though, honestly. Deandra Carter is our franchise kick returner, punt returner. I agree. Please bring him back. Please bring back Deandra Carter. Is Mechie staying for another year? Honestly, I don't know. Is he? I don't think so. Because our Georgia receiver transferred to Alabama, I guess, assuming that he would be one of the guys at the top of the depth chart. I can't even remember his name right now. I was so disappointed in him transferring to Alabama that I like erased his name from my memory. I see his face. He was our deep threat. He was like really wasn't good at much else, but hey, getting open deep, like basically like a diet Deshaun Jackson, that was our guy right there. And he transferred to Alabama. So I'm assuming John Mechie may be going into the draft. Because I don't think he would have transferred knowing John Mechie was still going to be there. And now you're out there competing with everybody for touches. Where we at? What was that? Then we get Christian Watson in the third. I'll take any Georgia player in the draft. I appreciate that. Is Notre Dame free safety Kyle Hamilton in this year's draft? Yes, he is, but I doubt he'll make it to 11. Highly. What would you do? What do you think J.D. McKissic will cost? I saw Garofalo report on NFL Network that he'll probably cost $5 to $6 million per year. I hope it's a little less than that. But hey, man, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I like J.D. McKissic. We got all the free agency safeties. Which is your favorite? Marcus Williams is my favorite, but you're probably gonna have to pay him a lot. It's between him and Tyrann Mathieu. Marcus Williams is younger. Tyrann Mathieu has, a better track record, but then again, he's older, so of course his resume is a little bit better. Did Terry get paid yet? Nah, I wish, but I don't know. We may end up franchise tagging Terry. Like us bringing in Carson Wentz for $28 million is probably going to be a domino effect for us. Possibly just going to end up franchise tagging Terry McLaurin. Because it's just like we don't have the money to extend him right now, and then we're going to get to the point of this time next offseason and probably still don't have enough money to pay Terry unless we get a rookie quarterback or something. But if we continue with Carson Wentz, I don't know how you're going to pay Terry McLaurin. It's not enough cap space. Thanks, Tennessee was good. What's good, Lee Barnes? Kenny G was good. Down perfect nickel-based defense and make us pretty much unstoppable. Hey, let's get it then. Hey, let's do it. Yeah, I know I still like my boy Darian Bevers, Cincinnati linebacker. I really like him as a middle linebacker choice. Maybe second round. We don't have a third round pick, so probably have to get him in the second. Oh, you said, yeah, they moving fast. Yeah, I gave it 2 extra seconds per slide. Hopefully that's good enough. I mean, that was 9 minutes ago when y'all said that, though. I'm still trying to catch up. Do you think we need McCaffrey? Nah, they're going to be asking for too much. A-Rob will be pretty fire here. Yeah, but I only want A-Rob if he's cheap. I'm pretty sure he's asking for way more money than I'm willing to give him. I like A-Rob a lot, but, like, that inability to separate like that, and then he's only getting older, and then he kind of checked out last year mentally. I mean, with good reason, but I don't know. I'm just afraid of him. I feel like he would be a non-injury version of Kenny Golladay. I'm a little afraid of that, but we'll see. Him and Terry and Curtis. But yeah, A-Rob here, if we have the cap space to do it, hey man, let's go get it. Cause you can't double team him and Terry. But I think we're more than likely gonna go receiver in the draft anyway to save money. What's good, Mark? What's good, Herb? That would be a good trio. I like to get Christian Kirk from the Cardinals. They're saying he's gonna probably get $15 million a year or something like that. I'm like, what? Christian Kirk, I do like him. I loved him in college too, because he was out there doing everything. Out there getting sweeps. He was basically like what's his name? Dang, played for the Cowboys and the Rams. A little gadget receiver guy. He's basically like that, but a little bit of a slightly better route runner coming out of college. I forgot where he went to college. So I remember loving Christian Kirk coming out of college. And then he went to the Cardinals and, it was kind of hit or miss at times. But I like him too. I just think he's going to cost too much. What's good, True One? I know we want Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Watson won us. That's a good question. Thought Amretta was right, because if it ain't in the Atlanta lines, it makes it not Atlanta. Nah, she was tripping, bro. Trust me, she was tripping. But I think she did that for publicity. I'm pretty sure she knew that she was, like, trolling. I want Christian Watson. Down the draft wide receiver early. I want to trade up with Carolina at 6 to get Willis. Hey, Jones, you already know You already know I'm on that type of time, but I doubt they do it. Unless they get somebody in free agency, I doubt they do it. Regard 11, do you go for a QB or Sauce go? I'm going for QB straight up. Because I'm just like, now that we have Carson Wentz, what are we going to do at QB in the future? When or how are we going to get one? Because people keep talking about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, but how are we going to get there? Because this 11th pick, we're not going to be picking 11 next year. We're going to be picking probably like 18 or even lower. And then on top of that, CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are not making it out of the top 5. So again, we're going to have to pull like an RG3-like trade to get one of those guys. So when you're talking about you don't like Malik Willis, you don't like Kenny Pickett, make sure you're comparing them to QB 4 and 5 of next year's class rather than CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Unless if you're one of those people that's willing to trade 3 first-round picks and probably a player to trade up to get Bryce Young, then cool. But I just don't think we're going to have that type of ammo. And I just don't see Ron Rivera being that aggressive to get a quarterback anyway. I think he'd prefer to just go in. If Carson Wentz don't work out, get Teddy Bridgewater the next year, which I really hope wouldn't happen, but I just see that as more realistic. Trade back and maybe we draft a quarterback later though, like in the 4th round. I don't know, but I don't like that idea either. Really, trade back, get an additional first next year, and do whatever it takes to get Bryce Young. So Rico, I'm promoting you on my Facebook group, Sports View 2, and I want Washington Commanders get quality but cost-effective free agents. My boy Marcus, man, I appreciate that big time. And yeah, man, I mean, I want to swing big and get guys like Bobby Wagner, but instead of Bobby Wagner, you want to save a little bit of money, go get Jordan Hicks or Foye, whatever you pronounce his name from the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely down to. I love A-Rob, but again, to your point with cost-effective, I don't think it'd be worth the money he's asking for. Need to restructure Wentz contract and get busy in free agency. I mean, but the problem is if you restructure Carson Wentz contract, then we don't have a get out. We don't have an out next season. Because right now, with them eating up $28 million this year, we can release him next year and there'll be no dick cap. But if you restructure his contract, there'll be some dick cap next year. We technically won't have an easy out. So I mean, it's hard. Hopefully we can restructure some of these other guys' contracts. We have reports to be interested in Marcus Williams. Y'all remember that? I'm really excited. I would love to get Marcus Williams. But remember, I mean, last year, who knows what interest means? Because we were interested in all of these safeties last year, and we ended up with Bobby McCain. So, like, we were attached to so many safeties, and then it just never happened. I think we're going to be patient with free agency. Same approach as usual under Ron. I think we are going to re-sign. I mean, but one thing about it, though, because that is a good point. Ron Rivera usually isn't aggressive in free agency. But remember, he went out there and offered top dollar money to Amari Cooper. We had the biggest offer on the table for Amari Cooper out of the entire NFL. Even higher than the Cowboys. He just chose the Cowboys over us. So you never know. Like, if Ron Rivera really likes a guy, it seems like he's willing to go get him. Like, that Amari Cooper offer was crazy, and I'm really glad he turned it down because I did not want to pay Amari Cooper that much money. I don't like Amari Cooper that much, so I was really happy that didn't turn out to be what it was. But it goes to show that if Ron Rivera likes a guy, he will get aggressive. Like, if he sees Bobby Wagner as his Luke Kuechly, I wouldn't be surprised if we go out there and give him the whole bag. But, you know, we'll see. But, yeah, I think it's definitely safer to assume that we're going to be more patient, sign guys like J.D. McKissick's, Logan Thomas's, Cornelius Lucas's, Wes Schweitzer's, save on cap space, maybe re-sign Terry McLaurin long term. People are sleeping on us. Wish they would have went with the Red Wolves. Same here, man. Hope they told Wentz that we were getting a QB to compete. Yeah, I hope he understands that too, because I don't want Wentz just being the only guy of the future right now. Doing a free agent mock draft to go all in with Wentz coming out later. I've had for like 2 weeks hurts to talk. My boy, man, get better. My boy Washington Command Center, bro. We got to get them videos out, man. And the Wentz trade drop. Trade for love. To do a video, trade for love. Wentz trade drop. Wish we went Red Wolf. Same here. Go get Christian Kirk. Good afternoon. Peace and blessings. What's good, Trevon? If we don't draft the QB this season, we'll be Washington Rivera will get fired. We need to draft one of those QBs in the draft. Wentz won't make a full season. That's another good point, too. Like, I mean, does anybody bet that Carson Wentz will be able to start all 17 games? Like, I don't know. I feel like if you don't draft a quarterback, you're pretty much assuming Taylor Heinicke's going to play at some point this season, which isn't like worst case scenario, but like I just don't expect Carson Wentz to stay healthy. So that's why, I mean, if you draft Malik Willis first overall, he may end up starting at some point this season because I don't expect Carson Wentz to stay healthy for 17 games. I really want Verone McKinley. I think we can get him in a second. 2 cap space isn't real. Definitely a myth. And then go low key and try to resign some guys. Anyway, you can cover up that black space. The red slideshow kind of throwing me off. Got you. It's gonna. The only problem is it kind of throws off some of the names. Like, you'll see what I'm saying. But y'all already know most of them. The most important names are at the top, so y'all will be all right. Alexander Johnson could be middle linebacker answer. So, hey, that's why I got him on my list, bro. I love him. I would love to get AJ Johnson, even though he's coming from the Vic Fangio defense, which is completely different from Jack Del Rio. But we're only in nickel. We're in nickel most of the time anyway, so it's just like, you know. Let me try to hurry up and get through. I don't want to fall too far behind. Travis Fulgham from Ashburn, Virginia would be a great low-key pickup to help. I remember Travis Fulgham. Wasn't that the guy that was going crazy for the Eagles for like a couple of weeks and then disappeared? Yeah, I think John Mechie would declare for the draft as well. If JD leaves, who can we replace him with? I mean, Tariq Cohen. Interest in Marcus Williams, please. George Pickens is washed. Oh, you lied. All right, watch George Pickens go be a star somewhere. Tariq Cohen is a cheaper version of J.D. McKissick. Yeah, I think if we miss out on J.D. McKissick, we'll probably bring in Tariq Cohen. We are in reports with safety Marcus Williams and linebacker Johnson from Denver. Wait, don't get me excited now. I knew about the Marcus Williams interest. I didn't know about the A.J. Johnson interest. I knew I was interested, but I didn't know that Washington had him on their radar, so... I like Quandre Diggs as well. I got him on my safety list. I like him. He's not like my go-to guy. I prefer Marcus Williams and Tyrann Mathieu, but I would like Quandre Diggs as well. They'll rework Carson's contract. Please. Not sure I like Carson Wentz as a commander QB. Justin Reed at free safety would be half the price of Williams, and dude's good. Where do you see that big nose guard from Georgia going? Oh, my boy Jordan Davis. I don't know, honestly. I mean, I don't think he's going to go high in the draft because he's only going to play. I mean, I love him, but he's basically a nose guard. He's a really athletic one, and he ran better than even I expected, but I think he's still only going to play like 30-40% of snaps. So you don't draft a guy like that top 10. I love him, but, I mean, to be completely objective, Jordan Davis should not go top 10. So I don't know. I think he's going to probably end up on a really good team because of that, though. Remember, teams drafting at the top of the draft are usually the worst teams in the NFL. That's why as a quarterback, you kind of prefer to go later in the draft because you go to a better situation. And so Jordan Davis may end up on a really good defense because teams at the top of the draft are more than likely going to pass on them. They have more crushing needs. They need, edge rusher, offensive tackle, quarterback, wide receiver. You try to get those as early in the draft as you possibly can usually. Receiver, not so much anymore just because the receiver drafts, the receiver classes just be so deep. Like I said, you can get a real good playmaker in a second. But I think Jordan Davis, with him being a nose guard, he's going to slide, and he's going to end up going to a really good team, probably a really good defense. Like, don't be surprised if he goes to, like, the Ravens, and now, it's just, I really want to see him go to a really good team. I want him to get a ring. Y'all know I want all my Georgia guys to get a ring. Do you like Elden Ring? I've watched people play it, but no, I'm not interested. I'm not a Dark Souls guy. I don't really, it's fun to watch people play it and rage over it, but I'm not going to play it myself. We still need to draft a QB. We need a linebacker. Yeah, I really hope we get a QB. Linebacker, I really hope we address that in free agency. I mean, you can see on my list, we have so many options. What top tier quarterbacks will be available next offseason besides Lamar? I haven't even looked yet. He has yet to play a full... Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go? So, he has yet to play a full... Wait, where was I at? Something scrolled and just completely dominated everything. Oh, where we at? Top tier, so to play the full convincing full season. Are you talking about Carson Wentz? I'm convinced the team can do anything they really want to when it comes to the cap and certain players. Oh yeah, the cap space, you can do whatever you want, bro. The Saints were negative like 50 million, and now they're somehow clearing cap space and may potentially get Deshaun Watson, who's like 40 million. Like, bro, it's just cap space. Honestly, if you want to make moves, you can. If we really want Bobby Wagner, we can go get Bobby Wagner. But I just don't know if Ron Rivera is going to be aggressive enough to do it. I wish he would be, because I would. I'm like, hey man, the Rams formula work. Let's go do that. Tavon. Oh yeah, thank y'all. Tavon Austin. Yeah, I'm behind, so I gotta catch up. Yeah, thank y'all. Tavon Austin. My boy Zulu Tribe with the donation, man. Appreciate that, my boy. Did I just hear you say we're not gonna go have the money to re-sign Terry? Man, I hope we do, but as of right now, I don't see it happening this offseason. We're gonna have to wait till next year. Unless we restructure some guys. Carson Wentz is eating up $28 million. We have $12.5 million worth of cap space right now, but imagine Terry McLaurin He's probably going to get paid $20+ million per year. Plus, if you're trying to bring back J.D. McKissick, you got to bring back Joey Sly. You got to bring back Deandra Carter. You may want to bring back Cornelius Lucas, maybe Bobby McCain. So many guys. And then we're talking about free agency after that. So Bobby Wagner and all of these guys, Jordan Hicks, Marcus Williams, you know what I'm saying? And so I think they're just going to let Terry McLaurin's extension take the back seat, go and get who they can get now. And then at worst case scenario, you end up tagging Terry McLaurin, which is a really bad scenario. But at this point, with this Carson Wentz deal, I just don't see how you can afford to pay Terry McLaurin his extension at this point. And I wouldn't sign any wide receivers this year outside of who we really hear. Got to see what you got with a good QB first. What's good, Joker? What's good? What's good? Joker Initiative here giving you praise. Appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now with improving QB, we have Terry. Got some help. I say draft your top receiver at 11. Your thoughts, please. First of all, Terry McLaurin's fantasy points are about to skyrocket with Carson Wentz being able to hit him downfield when he's open. Especially if Curtis Samuel comes back healthy and can distract defenses. Oh, yeah, Terry McLaurin's about to be like a legitimate fantasy football option now. Remember, Carson Wentz was a great fantasy football option last year, the games that he did play. Let me see. But yeah, I mean, I think you can go receiver at 11. I prefer to trade back if we're going to go receiver because there's just so many of them. Like the fact that at 11, we have like 5 receivers that we would all be happy to get. It's like at that point, just trade back and get one of them later and get some more picks, in my opinion. But again, I want to go quarterback. Do you think we still draft the quarterback in the first round? I don't. First of all, what's good, BJ? I don't think we will, but I still hope we will. Tavon Austin went to West Virginia. Carson Wentz salary eat up all our cap space, and it's going to hurt chance of re-signing players in this frustrating, bro. I'm telling you, bro. My boy John Lynch on it. To go all in on Wentz, surround him with the best talent we could try to win. Otherwise, the move wasn't worth it. I mean, yeah, you put all your eggs in one basket this year, and it's going to hurt us in the future. It's going to make us, being a Super Bowl contender in the future less likely. But who knows, man? Maybe Carson Wentz can make some magic. Wentz will rework his contract. Don't worry. We need to work on that defense hard. I still say getting a free agent wide receiver, we get burned. I say let's get a wide receiver from the draft. Yeah, I prefer to just get one of the guys in the draft. You can get a top playmaker in the second round because there's so many receivers to draft. You got to pay a QB eventually. It's inevitable. It's also be a great pick, but I can't help but not want to go corner over quarterback, free safety, wide receiver, and middle linebacker. Yeah, I like Sauce Gardner a lot, but we just don't need corner right now. Then again, I saw a report that we were interested in Dante Jackson, so maybe they feel like we need to go corner. I'm doing good. I'm back. What's good, Trevon? Trade back the second round, get someone's first pick next year. Lions or Jags grab corner or wide receiver in second. I can see that. They can free up 13 mil cap space just by making a 28 mil a signing bonus. Hey, we need to go ahead and pull that then. What's good, Jarvis? What's good? What's good? Antonio Brown. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I highly doubt we'll take that chance on him at this point. Highly doubt it. Oh, let me get to everybody that's been pulling up. Let me see. We got my boy Skins Fan all day. Rookie sponsor, man. Appreciate that big time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My dog. Remember, that's the president of the Burgundy and Gold right now, bro. He connected with everybody, man. Make sure y'all go check out my boy Skins Fan all day. Went your boy from Georgia running back Cook if JD leaves. Oh, yeah, that's a nice solid option to replace JD McKissick with. You could probably get James Cook 4th or 5th round. You know what I'm saying? My boy Chris Sweezy. Okay, Pro Bowl for 21 months. Okay. That boy not playing with him. Appreciate that, Chris Sweezy, man. Big time. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm sorry I got this stuff in the way, but I got to celebrate everything, man. My boy Derek Brown with a donation, too. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Jamie. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But, yeah, man, I'm just here to talk to y'all. I know I skipped a few comments. I'm trying to catch up. I'll tag you in the tweets about Johnson. Appreciate that, Donovan. Thank you. Travis Fulgham was Wentz's top wide receiver in 2020. Exactly, but Travis Fulgham was going. I completely forgot he existed. Thank you for bringing him up. Hey, man, we might want to consider him. He kind of started to look like a slight fluke at the end, like towards the end. But, I mean, him and Carson Wentz were making magic together. Reunite him, see what happens. He's probably really cheap. You could probably get Travis Fulgham for the same amount of money you can get Cam Sims. And I would like to bring Cam Sims back as well, as long as he's really cheap. Bobby Wagner goes to the Cowboys, I might just give up. Nah, Bobby Wagner and Micah Parsons is crazy. Please no. Please no. I'm seeing a lot about trading Ioannidis potentially. Yeah, I mean, that $8 million cap hit he's eating up right now, that we could put towards somewhere else, I'd really appreciate it. I love Ioannidis, but man, that $8 million, bro, we could really use that right now. We could really, really use that. It was good, Christian Miller. Let them know, Lance, please hit the like button, everybody. Everybody, we in here chilling. He said, why y'all get Wentz? What's good, what's good? What about giving our first for DK? Just imagine pairing him with Terry. Nah, I wouldn't do that because you never know. Traylon Burks might be the next DK. You know what I'm saying? You can get him probably late first. Trade Ioannidis and Fuller for a first and a fifth. Sign Dante Jackson. Draft Malik Willis and Ahmad Garner in the first. Christian Watson in the second. Boy, we pulled that off. Rivera's my favorite coach of all time. Washington, that sounds fun. That sounds absolutely beautiful. Washington will release some players and restructure some players to make big splash or two. I hope so, man. Any chance of release and re-sign Landon Collins? I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, he's already eating up some dead cap right now. So, like, I don't even know how that would work. You release a guy, you eat some dead cap, you sign him back. Does the dead cap go back into regular cap? Like, does that? That's how, I'm assuming that's how that works, but I just never heard of that happening. Skins could have got Watson. I still think we should have, man. I think it's still. I mean, I think it's highly unlikely, but you know, it's not impossible. What would be Ioannidis' market anyways? I mean, maybe we can get one of those thirds back. Fuller and Matt ain't worth a third if lucky. Maybe get one of them thirds back from somebody. Somebody finessed us out of our thirds. Maybe we can finesse them out of their thirds. I'm seeing reports that Saquon Barkley more than likely will not return to the Giants. There's a lot going on right now. I mean, Twitter is going crazy. Every time I look, it's just something different. Sauce Gardner will be gone at 4 to the Jets. Oh, you think he's going to go to the Jets? Okay. So y'all going to go with the more guaranteed in Sauce Gardner than the potential in Derek Stingley? I can see that. Carson Wentz will not win more than 5 games. Nah, I don't think he that bad, bro. We won 7 games with all of those injuries and Taylor Heinicke last year with the toughest schedule in the NFL. I think our floor has to be 8 games. There's no way we don't win at least one more game with Carson Wentz being able to hit Terry McLaurin and everybody else in stride down the field. De'Ami Brown especially, because that's all he's really good at so far right now. And then again, we had one of the worst injury situations in the NFL last year. And again, the toughest schedule in the NFL, like literally #1 ranked schedule. And then this upcoming season, based on the win percentages from the 2021 season, we have the easiest schedule. I think all of that combined, we should get at least one more win. I think our floor has to be 8 wins. I just can't see us losing. I mean, winning less than 8 games at this point just because of that. Like, I don't see it. Carson Wentz is definitely better than Taylor Heinicke, in my opinion. It can happen if nobody signs Landon Collins, but I doubt it. Yeah, try to bring him back for really cheap at the end of free agency, like well after Wednesday. NFL's been crazy the last week, and we've been a part of it, man. They've been talking about us on, like, First Take and all of that. Like, we've been one of those teams that got a lot going on. So we wanted to be in the spotlight. We asked for this. We just weren't specific. We were not specific enough about how we wanted to be in the spotlight. We got what we wanted. Well, you got to be careful what you ask for. Saquon onto the Bills will be scary. Oh, yeah, that'd be insane if he can stay healthy. We need to draft a quarterback like Malik Willis so he can learn from Carson Wentz. Also think he can't stay healthy for a full season. Just though I completely agree. Go ahead and change my pin to that. That'd be sick. Nah, yeah, Saquon on the Bills is insane. Package Wentz and a first for Watson. Bruh, package whatever. Get Stingley and move Fuller to free safety. I can see that kind of working out. A combination of Bobby McCain back for cheap and Kendall Fuller switching in and out for free safety. And then you got Stingley on the opposite of William Jackson. That would be crazy, actually. We should cancel the Wentz trade and get Watson for 3 firsts, Ioannidis and Fuller in 2 thirds. Hey, whatever it takes, like I said. Hope y'all still get Willis. I'm a Jets fan from DC. Hey, man, Jets, please. Thank you. Thank you for the good karma you putting in the air, man. I really hope we do too, man. Y'all already know how I feel about Willis, though. Like, even just beyond the talent. Right now, it's been reported, first of all, Bobby Wagner's teams interested: the Cowboys, 49ers, Rams, and Chargers. Anybody but the Cowboys, please. I don't know why we're not interested. But yeah, y'all already know, man. Malik Willis, talent-wise, already. But then also just, you know, same high school, same area, all of that. So wherever he goes, I'm going to be, you know, wishing for his best success. I'm going to watch all his games. The only time I'll root against him is when we're playing against him. But other than that, man, I'm going to be rooting for Malik Willis as if he played for us. He's a bust. Look at Farley last year. Yeah, maybe a similar situation. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I can see that. Even though you could definitely argue Stingley's freshman year was better than anything Farley ever did in college. But yeah, I see what you're saying. The high ceiling guy with the injury problems, I see. But then again, I mean, I don't want to judge Farley too quickly. Corners normally take 2 to 3 years before they get really good anyway. It's really rare for corners to come in rookie season and just ball out. It's the hardest position to adjust to going to the NFL. Corner and quarterback easily. But quarterback, at least, I mean, it's the most complicated position in sports, but at least the rules are literally bent towards helping you. Whereas corners, literally all NFL rules are bent towards making things harder for them. So, you know, it's... Let me see. I mean, that's why they want Dante. Bet Dan told Rivera he needs to draft a quarterback. That's why he's desperate for Wentz. Saquon Barkley, one of the best players to never reach their potential. Yeah, it's sad, man. We should trade back, get Jameson Williams, and Matt Corral. That's interesting. Carson Wentz going to surprise some people this year. I believe he will have something to prove to the league and to himself. I think Carson Wentz is going to play better than a lot of people think he is. I was mad about Wentz at first, but I think we can make a legit Super Bowl run if we put the right pieces around Wentz and he stays healthy. It's a lot of ifs in there, but yeah, I mean, Carson Wentz is definitely an upgrade over Taylor Heinicke, at the very least. God, don't let the Cowboys get Bobby Wagner. So as I say, Carolina is very impressed with Malik Willis and not interested in Kirk Cousins. I saw that somewhere too. I was sad. Second that. I'm hearing Wentz and 3 ones for Watson. Is there any truth to that? Hey, please let there be truth to that. I don't know. I mean, I wish I had the connections to where I knew Rivera and all of those guys were thinking, but I ain't got it. All I can say is I hope. This whole list you see on the screen, right over, I'm trying to get this right. Hold on. Right here. All of that is just hoping, bro. But I don't exactly know who we're attached to. The only really, out of all of these guys, out of all of these pictures that y'all are seeing, all of these slides, the only guys I've seen our names connected to are Marcus Williams. Somebody in the chat said AJ Johnson. I'm trying to think anybody else. Like, everything else is just who I want and I hope we get, but I don't think we're attached to too many people. But who knows, man? Hopefully Rivera pulls a rabbit out of his hat and gets really aggressive. I agree. That's why I don't know about Salsa for Jets rookie cornerback. We took in 6th round was better than Pat Surtain, who was better prospect than Gardner. I see the logic. Trade Curtis Samuel for Hunter Renfrow. Kirk Cousins is the white Dak Prescott. I've seen somebody say that. I've seen somebody say it the other way. I saw somebody say Dak Prescott is the black Kirk Cousins. I think y'all should go Willis or 11 at 11 or O-line. Definitely Willis, please. If the Panthers get Watson and the Texans are staying with Mills, that's one team in front of us that's not drafting Willis. That's a good point. That's a good point. Watson and Willis are easily my 2 favorites. I mean, those were my 2 favorites from the beginning. Even before Russell Wilson got traded to the Broncos, before Aaron Rodgers went back, my 2 favorites were Watson or Willis, and that's still technically possible. But I just don't think it's very likely for either one. But hey, man, I can dream. Marcus Williams would be a big W. I agree. Marcus Williams would set the defense off. That's all we need. He'd basically be what we hoped Bobby McCain would be, just better. And then our secondary will be done. Like, our secondary is good. Now we just got to worry about linebacker and all what's going on with the offense. Wagner and Matthew will lock up the D. I don't think we can afford both, but man, Bobby Wagner and Tyrann Mathieu on this defense is elite. Top 3 defense in the NFL. I still think Panthers are going to go O-line. I hope so. It's where how Broncos tweeted about Russell Wilson after trading for him is a little too quiet from our normally louder Twitter team. Yeah, I don't know. I think they technically can't talk about anything until Wednesday or at least Monday, I guess. Like, even with us trading for Carson Wentz, I think we technically, like, Ron Rivera can't come out and talk about Carson Wentz until Monday, I think, technically. Need 2 mics. Hey, bro, at the very least 1. Man, if Stingley goes top 10, we should have grabbed Mark Gilbert undrafted last year. Dude had a Stingley-type season for Duke, but was hurt the next season like Stingley and went undrafted. Oh, really? I don't remember him. Is he still out there? He's still available? Here we go. Wasn't Matt Corral considered the best quarterback before ankle injury? Why has the media forgotten about him? I mean, me personally, y'all know coming into this 2021 season, this past season, my guys were Malik Willis, Matt Corral, and Carson Strong. I love Matt Corral. My only thing with Matt Corral is just I don't know how healthy he can be. Like, I don't know how healthy he'll be able to stay. He's always banged up. Even ignoring the ankle injury, it took him out towards the end of the season. Just even throughout the season, he's just usually banged up, limping and stuff like that. But he did himself some favors weighing more at the combine than I expected. Like, he weighed way more at the combine. So I don't know. If Matt Corral's durable, I would love to get him. I'm just worried about his durability. Because Malik Willis is literally built like Joe Mixon. Malik Willis is built like a linebacker. I don't really see him. I don't see durability being a problem for him. I mean, first of all, to hurt somebody, you got to touch him. And Malik Willis is the hardest quarterback to tackle since Lamar Jackson easily out of college. So, I mean, it's just, I would still like Matt Corral a lot. I'm just worried about his injury concerns. Matthew ain't a free safety anymore. Yeah, I mean, I think he just plays around a lot. I would like him still as a free safety. I mean, granted, he is getting older. He's losing a little bit of his speed. But, hey, I'll take him over Bobby McCain for sure. I mean, again, Marcus Williams is my number one. But I would still love to get Tyrann Mathieu. So worried about, I mean, because Tyrann Mathieu kind of fits into that, you know, Kendall Fuller mode where he can play anywhere in the secondary. And Jack Del Rio loves the positional flex. And you can confuse defense. You don't know if Matthew is the free safety this play or the slot corner this play, or if he's the, you know what I'm saying? You can do that with multiple pieces if you bring them in. But again, Marcus Williams still my number one. I'm still worried about Seattle. I don't think they have trust in Drew Luck, so that's a team to watch for. Oh yeah, I definitely don't feel like they trust Drew Luck at all. I could definitely see them taking quarterback. Won't we potentially get a third for Sheriff if he leaves? Yeah, in the 2023 draft though, not this one. But yeah, if Sheriff goes and gets paid like I think he will, we'll get a third round compensatory pick for him. What's good, Virginia Slim? What's good, what's good? Seattle and Carolina are the only teams I'm scared of. Same here. Steelers kind of too, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyone talking about drafting a quarterback is on drugs. What's up with linebacker? Y'all took 21. Is he good? What's up with the linebacker? Y'all took 21. Is he good? Linebacker y'all took. Wait, what you mean? Or are you talking about pick 19 last year, Jamin Davis? I mean, that's potential. What's good, Johnny Bo? What's good? What's good? Let them know, like up the stream. Appreciate that. Not in the first. Watson, the Saints rumors. I've been seeing that too. I don't even know how they have the cap space to do it, but cap space is a myth, so whatever. I think he's on the Lions, was on the Steelers practice squad. Hey, man, we might need to peep him then if he's available. Why are we so quiet with making cap space and re-signing our own? I don't know why they're procrastinating. I don't know what's going on. We need to turn some of Carson Wentz cap hit into signing bonus. Please. What's the story on Payne? I don't know. I think they're going to address that next offseason. I don't think he's a priority right now, especially with Terry McLaurin still needing his extension and all of that. Rivera's been dead on arrival for big free agent signings. Why players don't want to come to Washington? I don't know. Might literally just be Dan Snyder. We could get like 12 to 15 mil back. But that would be lovely right now. Rico, what do you think about Nick Cross? He's crazy athlete, high ceiling. You know what I'm saying? If we can get him outside of the first, Nick Cross is a freak athlete. I love that guy, but I think Daxton Hill is the better player. Basically, like Daxton Hill is a higher floor, and he's also a freak. Like what did Daxton Hill run? Like a 4.3 something? I mean, I expected that before we even got to the combine, because he ran like a 4.3 something early on, like in either just coming out of high school or when he first got to Michigan. So I wasn't surprised that he was going to be the fastest safety in the class. Like that, he showed that on tape, first of all, but he also literally ran a 4.3 something 40 time like when he first got to Michigan. But yeah, both of those guys are athletic freaks, but Daxton Hill is definitely the safer prospect. If Willis somehow fell to the second round, you think Ron will draft him? Yeah, but I just doubt that happens though. Senior report, Cowboys are gonna pursue to get Cedric back, so I don't think we get him. I would love to get Cedric Wilson. No, man, that man's different. Yeah, he's talking about Jamin Davis. We can get Quandre Diggs for cheap. Yeah, he's on my list, but he's just not, you know, he's not Marcus Williams and Tyrann Mathieu. Dude, Nick Cross is my favorite player in the draft. Went to DeMatha. So he's Nick Cross is from the DMV. Jamin Davis will have a big bump in production this year on the outside. Yeah, I think once we just let him play his natural position of will, maybe let him lose some weight and take over that Landon Collins hybrid linebacker safety Buffalo nickel role. I mean, some people have said Cameron Curl, but there were times where Cameron Curl and Landon Collins were on the field at the same time, a lot of the time actually. And whatever Cameron Curl was doing, being all over the place in the secondary, it was working. He was making plays. Let him continue to do that. So I don't want him to move down and do what Landon Collins is doing. I would like Jamin Davis to go back to his college weight, go back to his college speed, and just do that, bro. Basically, just go back to being like a almost JOK type of player, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and just Go be Landon Collins. That's how we can figure out the Landon Collins situation. But yeah, Mike linebacker, we still definitely need one of them. For sure. I believe the way Wentz contract is set up, where if he don't work out, we can cut him next season and not take a hit. If we touch his contract, I think it will make his cap hit count if we cut him. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think we will not restructure his contract, because this is just, if you restructure his contract, he's no longer a 1-year flyer prove it deal like he is right now. You can release him in 2023 for free, no dead cap. But if you restructure his contract, unless you finesse it with some salary bonus type of stuff like that, he's gonna end up hitting us for guaranteed money through 2023. Do we resign JD? I hope so. What's good, DMV Sports Zone? Make sure y'all subscribe to my boy, man. If the cap is a myth, then why don't we give it back to all the guys Ron can get? I don't know why we don't. Because the Saints are out here finessing, the Cowboys finessing. Who else is finessing? The Raiders finesse some contracts. It's a lot of people out here finessing their contracts to getting guys to take pay cuts, converting their money into salary bonuses, all kinds of just crazy mess right now, and they're creating cap space because of it. Wagner or Campbell, I'm definitely big Wagner for sure. Big Wagner. Unless Willis or Pickett fall to us, we're going to grab a wide receiver or guard with our first pick. I can see that. I think we're going to address guard in free agency because there's so many of them. There's so many good guards we can grab. There's like 6 of them I'd be happy with starting at right guard for us. Wagner. Traylon Burks be good on side of Terry and Samuel in the slot. Yeah, bro. Traylon Burks, bro. That man's a little different. But Carson, I was a little late to Traylon Burks, man. That man's a little different, bro. But Carson could get the same amount of money, just make some of it in signing bonus. I would hope. If we restructure Fuller, please do. William Jackson, Samuel. I don't think we'll be able to restructure William Jackson and Curtis Samuel. But Kendall Fuller, man, if we can convince him, really and Leno, we can free up like 40 mil. Man, hey, somebody better get to calling them people. Somebody please call them guys and ask them, please beg them to take those cap, because to be able to free up $40 million in cap space would be amazing right now. Rivera probably won a vet middle linebacker. There are a few that could be had on decent deals. Yeah, I mean, again, even outside of Bobby Wagner, there's a few options out there, like my boy A.J. Johnson from the Denver Broncos. Again, I always want to preface with the fact that he's coming from a Vic Fangio defense, which is different from Jack Del Rio's typical 4-3. But then again, we're in nickel all the time anyway, so you know, I'm down for. There's a lot of linebackers out there. The linebacker group is pretty deep as far as free agency goes. Not as deep as guard. Guard is like the deepest right now. There's so many guards you can get that are starting caliber players that are gonna also be cheaper than Brandon Sheriff and healthier. But linebackers right up there as far as like, it's just so many of them that you can get. There will be an improvement of what we have right now. People still think we drafting the QB 11 going to be heartbroken on draft day. Hey, I'm one of them, man. I'm not giving up hope. What's good, Joseph? If Howell get drafted to the Lions, I think he could beat out Goff as the starter. I can see that for sure. Howell has funky knee, dude. I think bringing in Terrell Edmonds, who's a free agent and a local dude, could be a great cheap signing that could play that Collins role for sure. That's interesting. Terrell Edmonds. That would be interesting. I'll take a flyer on that. I'll take a flyer on that. Zach Ertz, yes please. Yes please. Zach Ertz for cheap, for sure. Seen like 3 analysts say we could free up a bunch of cap space by turning some of his cap hit into a signing bonus and no restructure anything. Well, I don't know why we haven't done that yet. I don't know why that hasn't been done this second. I don't understand. I still want Malik Willis, bro. Rich, you see the pin comment, bro. You know I'm right with you. Do you think the Cowgirls will retake the NFC East? I don't know. They definitely are getting worse. I mean, unless they somehow find a way to finesse getting Bobby Wagner, they're definitely going to be worse than they were last year. Just naturally losing Amari Cooper. May not be able to bring back Leighton Vander Esch. Probably going to lose Lael Collins. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, they're just not going to be as good of a team. They're still going to be a really good team. Not going to say the Cowboys are going to be trash. But, you know, I think if anything, they regress slightly from all of the guys they're going to lose as free agency. Unless they get Bobby Wagner, who may make all of that back up just by himself. I mean, they need to really make moves because that cap hit is crazy. Please. How much cap do we have? Right now, like $12.5 million, which isn't terrible, but I would love to get to like $30 million so we can go crazy. Give me Marcus Williams and Jordan Hicks. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. Or the Atlanta Falcons linebacker, A.J. Johnson. Somebody at middle linebacker. Jamin Davis going to be good. Yeah, I still believe in Jamin Davis. I haven't given up on him. I think, we tried him at middle linebacker, and I'm happy we did. I do not regret forcing him at middle linebacker because you never knew until you knew. So I'm glad we tried. It didn't work out. Let's put him back at will. Let him play whatever that role that Landon Collins was playing, hybrid safety linebacker, lose some weight, get some of that speed back, and let him ball out. My boy KP Underdog with a donation. Appreciate that, man. Yes, sir. I love Trey Anderson in the draft. Have you seen his tape? Not yet. Not yet, my good sir, but appreciate the donation, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me type that up, because, the fact that you donated with the question, I should at least Google the man. Why, Aja? Why do you need so much attention right now? Hey, leave me alone. Look at the boy Trey Anderson. So he's 6'2", 243. He's 6'3", 243 pounds. He ran a 4.42 40 time. Hey, this man might be on to something. 1008 broad jump. This man might be on to something. What's going on here? Like, it's like a late round flyer, like a late round high ceiling guy we could try. I don't think restructures negatively affect players at all. It actually guarantees more than money, but helps the team. Well, hey, I'm gonna need them to get on it. It sounds like it's a win-win for everybody, so let's go ahead and get on that, please. Yeah, thank you, Brent. Yeah, it's around like 12.5 mil of cap space we have right now. Get all Georgia Bulldogs. That would make me really happy. Bring a bunch of champions onto the team, bunch of winners. Bringing in Corral also gives us a leg up for bringing his brother Tremaine home next year when he's a free agent. Talking about Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker for the Bills. Bro, that man, bro, he's one of them guys that can tie his shoes while standing up, bro. Crazy arm length. At linebacker, bro. He's one of those guys that's kind of off and on. Like, I wouldn't say he hasn't been as good in the NFL as I thought he would be, but he just makes more mistakes than I thought he would. But when he's on, Tremaine Edmonds is on. He looks like one of the best linebackers in the NFL at times. He's just not consistent yet. But yeah, hey, regardless, I would love to bring in Tremaine Edmonds. What time free agency open? Isn't it technically at like 4 p.m. or something on Monday? Technically legal tampering period. I'm starting to question Martin Mayhew's business acumen. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, why we haven't. To us, it's all obvious. Restructure these contracts. Don't even restructure them. Turn them into salary bonuses, all of that. But at the same time, it's not happening, so there's something. Who has the biggest contract? You talking about on the team right now? I'm not one of these fans shouting about us making moves because I feel like Ron is working in silence, is just throwing the rumor mill some bones. Can't give up too much info at this time of year. Hey, let's see. I hope so, Spence, man. I hope we pull something off that shocks everybody in a good way. In a good way. Let me be specific this time. I think Everett is going on NFL and that NFI, and that frees up $2 million. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Matthew, that I forgot about DeShazer Everett. Yeah, that's true. We'll probably save a little bit of money from that. Matthew would be lit for our defense. I agree. Rico, you think we can get Cordell Patterson? I would love to, but bro, you know how much money he's asking for? I mean, I don't know specifically, but after that year he had for the Falcons, pretty sure guys are bidding over him. Like, just imagine what the Chiefs could do with Cordell Patterson. If I'm the Chiefs, I'm like, Cordell Patterson, just blank check here. Whatever you want, I'm going to give it to you. Imagine the Chiefs were Cordell Patterson the way Falcons learned how to use him. Oh, my Lord. So, yeah, I think we're out of it for Cordell Patterson. I would like him to get him, but he's going to be way too expensive. We also need a running back. Tremaine is only 23. Getting him would be nice. Oh, man, I wanted Tremaine Edmonds the year he was coming out. To me, he was arguably the best linebacker in that class, and that was a really deep linebacker class. What's good, Hawk? What's good? What's good? You know what? Our draft wasn't as good as previous year. You know what? Our draft wasn't as good as previous year. You talking about the 2021 draft? No Kyle Smith. How do you feel about signing Zach Ertz to give Wentz a target he's comfortable with? I would love to get Zach Ertz. Again, it's been reported that it's between us and the Cardinals, and pretty much nobody else has a chance. So it's really up to him. Because, like, what if the Cardinals offer more money than us, but he really wants to play with Carson Wentz again? You never know. So I think we have a good chance of getting Zach Ertz. We'll see. Oh, that stuff Ron talked about, QB probably cost us that extra third for Wentz. Wentz isn't mentally strong enough for us to draft a quarterback. He better be. Hey, then that's whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what he feel like mentally. But hey, I am afraid of that though. That's a good point. Facts. One of Edmonds coming out, bro. Tremaine Edmonds, bro. He can tie his shoes while standing up. Like, How do you not want that as your middle linebacker? Wentz never had a true number one receiver like Terry, so he would play better. Yeah, Terry is definitely the best receiver Carson Wentz has ever played with. So this is going to be really interesting just for that alone. And he's going to arguably a better O-line. The Colts had a better run blocking offensive line. We had a way better pass blocking O-line. So I think I think Carson Wentz is probably going to play some of his best football he's ever played. But we'll see how far that takes us. All I need is Allen Robinson and Wentz is back. While we get Ertz, we have Thomas Bates and Red Seals Jones. Well, Seals Jones is an unrestricted free agent. I'm not sure if we're going to bring him back. Samus Reds, love him, still very raw. So that leaves you with Zach Ertz, Logan Thomas, and John Bates. And Logan Thomas keeps getting hurt. So I'm down to bring in Zach Ertz. But again, it's got to be for the right price. I'm not about to go out there and pay Zach Ertz all kinds of crazy money. But for cheap, I'd love to bring him in here. That's why, I mean, just to have that immediate safety blanket. And he looked pretty good for the Cardinals at times. I had him on my fantasy team. I remember him playing pretty well some games. I think we wait until next season to get a quarterback in the draft. I mean, it's just like, who will we get? That's my problem with that strategy. It's like, who? Because I don't think people understand that CJ Stroud and Bryce Young are pretty much out of the question unless we go out there and do an RG3-like trade again. Which, I mean, hey, sure. I mean, we just not going to have first-round picks for the next 3-4 years. But at least we got, Bryce Young, so we'll see how that goes. I just prefer to get Willis at like 11, and then you keep all your future first-round picks, future seconds, and you're good. Will Rivera be evaluated if not successful after this year? Yeah, we'll see. That's why Eagles got rid of him. They drafted Hurts, and Wentz got butt hurt. Hey, so hopefully he want to come here just because he'll take a cheaper deal here because we have Carson Wentz. Why is Ron so cheap trading for players? Thomas coming off injury again and aging. Yeah, Logan Thomas is older than people think. Like, with the way his career has panned out, you would kind of think he's like 23 or 24. That man like 30, right? How old is Logan Thomas? Bro, he up there in age. Logan Thomas age. Like, it's not like... Yeah, Logan Thomas is 30 years old. Like, we can't keep baking on him as like a future at tight end type of thing. I mean, granted, Zach Ertz is fairly old too, but it'd be nice to just have all of it. I like John Bates a lot. And the more the merrier. We can go out there with 3 tight end sets if we need to. Our line is better at pass protection. Our wide receivers are better. Our run game is good enough. As Ertz and Fogum, 4,500 yard season. Hey, you got a point. I'm not going to lie. Again, I completely agree. You could say the Colts O-line was a better run blocking O-line, but overall, our offensive line was better. And that's because we were better pass blockers, and I don't even think it was necessarily close. And then again, Terry McLaurin is the best receiver Carson Wentz ever had in his career. I agree that our run game is not as good as the Colts, but it should be good enough. And plus, we're going to ask them to probably throw the ball more than the Colts did. The Colts were like, run. Here, Carson Wentz, bail us out with a throw. I think we're going to be more balanced. I mean, you saw, even with Taylor Heinicke last year, we ran the ball a lot, but we would even throw it on 1st and 10 way more than I'm used to seeing back in the Jay Gruden days. So I think we're going to be pretty aggressive. I think Carson Wentz is going to definitely put up better stats than he did last year for all of those factors. Hope we get an athletic tight end if we don't get Ertz. I agree. My head. Cannon wants to believe that we got Wentz so we can load up on offensive players during the draft. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. We're going to build around them. We need another wide receiver. We have McLaurin, Samuel Brown, and Carter. We still got to re-sign Carter. Remember that. When you think about our $12.5 million worth of cap space, Deandra Carter is an unrestricted free agent. So remember that. But I do want to bring him back. Allen Robinson, big contract. Ertz, low contract. Wagner, medium contract. That's all. Unless they can finesse a safety and not get Robinson. Yeah, if you literally replace that with a safety, and that's perfect for me. Would you want Jarvis Landry if he seeks a trade? Nah. I don't want to have to give up any more picks than we already have, bro. We already don't have, like a 5th? I think we don't have a 5th or a 6th. And then now we don't have a 3rd this year and a 3rd next year, potentially a 2nd next year. I prefer to stop trading away picks unless you're going for Deshaun Watson. People saying wait to 23. It's going to be a lot of teams that need quarterbacks in this where quarterback class was supposed to be good. Yeah, I mean, we do this every time. We look at next year and be like, well, all of these guys are getting quarterbacks, so they won't need quarterbacks next year. We should be the only team wanting a quarterback. And then stuff happens, and then there ends up being like 5 teams fighting for quarterbacks. And again, naturally, with how hurt our team was, how hard we got hit with COVID, Taylor Heinicke being our quarterback, and having the league's toughest schedule, and we still won 7 games and got the 11th pick. We're not picking lower than at 15 next year. Like, it's just not, like, there's no way we don't win at least 8 games this season after all of that happened last year. Carson Wentz is an immediate upgrade over Taylor Heinicke. There's no way just even the law of averages, we're as injury prone as we were last year. I mean, down to the 5th string center, 3rd string guards, all of that. We were down to 5th and 6th string edge rushers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we're going to get to that point again. And then we had the league's toughest schedule, literally number 1. And this next season coming up, this 2022 season, we have the league's easiest schedule, literally 32nd. So it's just, like, naturally, there's no way we don't win at least 8 games. Like, our floor should be 8 games. Unless Carson Wentz goes out there and be terrible. But even so, you have Taylor Heinicke who's still here. Brody, Aja. Thank you. So, like, even if Carson Wentz somehow just pulls a Ryan Fitzpatrick and gets hurt in the first half of the first game, we lose him for the season. Even if Taylor Heinicke's your starting quarterback, there's no way we don't win at least 1 more game than last year, just off of the fact that we're going from the league's toughest schedule to the league's easiest. And hopefully we're not as hurt. And so, like, I just keep saying all of that to say that we're not going to be picking high next season. I just highly doubt it. Even as a guy that really wants a quarterback, we're not going to be picking high in the draft next year. You're going to have to pull an RG3-like trade to get any of those quarterbacks if we're talking about 2023. Logan Thomas' injury was a dirty hit. Yeah, is that going to happen again? I mean, granted, Logan Thomas has been fairly injury-prone, but that last one was not injury-prone. That was just straight-up dirty. Curtis Samuel, I wouldn't necessarily label him Kurt. It was just kind of like the same lingering injury that, I mean, granted, it was technically a second one later on, but I think naturally he's not going to miss as many games as he did last year. How would you feel if we drafted Drake London or Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner at 11 if they're available? If we're not going quarterback, I mean, cool. But I just prefer to wait and get one of those receivers or corners later. Maybe trade back and get them. Rico, we need to get that tight end from SMU. Yeah, it was exactly. I want Stingley on London. Should have flagged him for that dirty hit. Should have fined him. Should have suspended him. Cowboys fans jumping off cliffs with that Cooper trade. Wentz got butt hurt when Eagles picked Hurt, so he is definitely not mentally strong enough. Hey, it is what it is. If he can't handle us drafting Malik Willis, then hey, you gotta go, bro. I don't care. Carson Wentz's ego is not stopping me from drafting Willis if they like Willis. Cowboys did that because we would have tried to sign Cooper. Yeah. I saw a report that we were interested in trying to offer Amari Cooper again. Run game was not good because of no deep threat quarterback, 8 to 9 men playing run. Yeah, I agree, Rick. I agree. Now that we can actually throw the ball deep successfully and consistently, that is going to open up the run game. No more 8 to 9 people in the box waiting for Antonio Gibson all day. And Carson Wentz is a playmaker. Like, he can improvise on 3rd downs. 3rd and 2, you don't necessarily have to run the ball up the middle. You can put it in Carson Wentz's hands. Maybe he can run it himself. Maybe he can deliver a nice ball for a 1st down. Carson Wentz opens up the offense quite a bit. My boy Anthony Thomas, appreciate that. Who are some of your comps for the upcoming rookie wide receivers? I actually haven't gotten to that yet. I have not thought of comps yet for those guys. Like, because I've been so focused on quarterback and safety and all of that type of stuff that, like, I haven't really, I mean, I've watched the receivers, but I'm not as infatuated with the receivers like most people are. So I haven't even had comps in my head for them yet. But I like so many of them, I'm willing to wait till the 2nd round because somebody's going to be there. Even if it's George Pickens. I think George Pickens is going to go somewhere and end up being a star. Somebody's going to get a sleeper. I can already see it. Appreciate the donation again, my boy Anthony. Hassan was good. Are we gonna have Chase back for week 1? I think so. I think they said he should be good for training camp. And he wasn't there before anything mandatory anyway last year, so it's not like we're gonna notice him gone really. And I heard somewhere that he looks really strong. Like he looks stronger now than he did last year. I mean, you know how that goes. People tear ACLs with current technology. They end up bouncing back and being better than they were before the injury. Antonio Gibson needs to hold on to the ball. We just need a good backup running back if we lose J.D. McKissick. We need to definitely prioritize a pass blocking running back if we lose J.D. McKissick because he's our best pass blocking running back. And, you know, I don't want to leave all the picking up blitzers just to Antonio Gibson and Jared Patterson. I mean, who knows? Maybe they get way better at it than they've been, but J.D. McKissic is a guaranteed blitz pickup. What's up with Davis at linebacker? Is he good? Was it a wasted pick? Nah, I still believe in Davis. I think we're just going to move him to will linebacker. He'll probably lose some of his weight, go back to what his college weight was, get some of that speed back, and just go be a will linebacker, be kind of what Landon Collins was for us. Gibby needs to sleep with the ball. I don't see Washington doing anything for agency. I hope we do, man. We need to trade back to accumulate more picks. Yeah, to me, if we're not going quarterback, I say trade back. I really want Willis, but if we take Kyle Hamilton, would you be happy with it? I mean, Kyle Hamilton to me is the best player in the draft, so yeah, I'm definitely not mad we get Kyle Hamilton. I just don't think he's going to make it to 11. I highly doubt he makes it to 11. But then again, that 40 time was less impressive than what people thought. Maybe he slides because of that, but I doubt it. I mean, best player in the draft, in my opinion, again, I don't see him making it to 11, even with that 40 time. Carson Wentz resurrection is going to happen this coming season for us. He has the receivers he's never had his whole career. I agree, especially Terry McLaurin. He got over 4,000 yards throwing to his tight end in Philly. Carson, and if we bring in Zach Ertz, that only helps. Carson Wentz sprained 2 ankles at once after Fitz. Why are we expecting him to change his style of play? I say ride with Wentz. If he sucks, get QB next year and stronger QB draft. I mean, we'll see. I mean, what quarterback are we talking though? We can be flexible and draft take best player available, not at D-line. Base kinda, yeah, ish, yeah. We got the weapons. I would have been mad if y'all traded Chase Young, the hometown kid, for Watson. I don't think we're gonna. I think we when we even made our offer for Russell Wilson, I think it was reported that we wouldn't include Chase Young, and I'm pretty sure the same goes for Watson. So I wouldn't expect us to include Chase Young in any trade offers, because if you're not willing to trade him for Watson, you're not willing to trade him for anybody. I never thought Amari Cooper is a good pickup. He drops clutch catches. Yeah, I mean, again, I was so happy we didn't sign Amari Cooper to that huge contract Ron Rivera offered him. I was so glad he turned that down, man. I was so relieved. Just like I was really happy we didn't get Austin Hooper for that big money he was commanding. I tried to warn people. Malik Willis is the pick and will be our chance to get this type of guy. Bro, Michael, I'm right with you, bro. I'm right with you. Get over it. We will no longer go after Watson. I've already accepted it, but I still hope. What are your thoughts on Christian Watson? I haven't watched his tape yet a lot, but hey, man, that 40 time was insane. So, hey, later rounds, I'm down. Remember, we don't have a 3rd round pick, so you got to go from 1st, 2nd to 4th. If we do get JD back, we definitely need another back, because if Jared Patterson your backup, you're down bad. I mean, I like Jared Patterson. I'm pretty straight with him, but I've seen reports that they do want to attack running back pretty aggressively. Like, we'll probably take one in the draft, like 4th round or something. I think he will be drafted by 49ers. What's good, Reggie Reg? Man, if Kyle Hamilton makes it to 11, I will legit cry tears of joy. Basically how I was last year with Micah Parsons or quarterback. That's how I am with this draft. It's Kyle Hamilton or quarterback. Everything else is second by far. Like, it's literally, last year was Micah Parsons or Justin Fields, one of those guys, Trey Lance. This year is Kyle Hamilton or Malik Willis or one of those top guys. And then everything else just falls short. I mean, I would still be happy with any other result. But those are my priorities. Kyle Hamilton is just that great to me. I agree. I'm right there with, like, you could definitely argue he's the best player in this entire class, regardless of position. Don't make the same mistake all other teams made and draft the QB. We could draft the QB next draft where it's loaded. Really good, but it turns out good. You could trade up to cut ties. Again, that trade-up is going to be multiple first-round picks, where this year you can get Malik Willis and probably not have to give up anything. He might just make it to 11. Commander Wagner incoming? I really hope so. Let JD walk. Pick up Ty Chandler in the 4th. I've seen some people that may want Tariq Cohen maybe as a cheaper option over JD. From NC. What'd you think about trading one D tackles? Y'all can't keep all of them. Hey, Matt Ioannidis, that $8 million cap hit he's taking right now, I would love to trade him. Love Matt Ioannidis, but if we can save $8 million, man, please. I doubt we draft any quarterback with the picks we gave up for Wentz next year, definitely, though. Should we draft the quarterback 1st round still? I mean, again, I want to, but I just doubt we do. What's good, Smokes? Rico's on Willis before his stock skyrocketed. Man, I'm straight Willis. I love Chandler, but we can get him later. We're not drafting a quarterback. If you draft the quarterback this draft, you just threw away your 3rd round picks. Not necessarily. I mean, if you feel like Willis isn't ready to start, you give Carson Wentz a flyer. What about a wide receiver at 11? We got to get Verone McKinley. Yeah, that boy Rich not playing about Verone McKinley. But there's so many guys that, like, bruh, there's so many options. No, you know, I mean, not all the time, but there have been some free agencies and some drafts where it's like, bruh, if we don't get this guy, it's no point. But this year, it's actually really fun. Like, there's so many combinations you can do that I would be happy with. So I'm really excited, man. I hope we just go out there and are aggressive and just get somebody. Get a couple of them instead of just sitting back and chilling. Every time Ryan Rivera swings for the fences, he misses. He has nothing but air. I've never seen someone whiff so much. From Chris Blewett to Fitz to Curtis. Via Frederick, I prefer, if we're going to take wide receiver in the first, I prefer to trade back and get him. But, you know, I mean, it's cool, though. I mean, it's just so many really good guys. It's just, I think you can trade back and still get probably the same guy you were going to take at 11. Crazy Dallas got Cooper for a 5th and picked up his contract, but Cooper is not for us. Ty Chandler in the 6th is good value. I think we get Matt Corral across the strong in the 2nd and get Kyle Hamilton if he falls to 11. Again, I highly doubt Kyle Hamilton falls that far, but if we do, yeah, you got to take him. I don't care what's going on. We get a 3rd for Brandon Sheriff. Oh, yeah, the compensatory pick. But remember, that's the 2023 draft. We don't get that this draft. What was the point of trading for Carson if we're going to get Willis? People forget. I mean, the future. Is everybody comfortable with thinking Carson Wentz is about to be our quarterback for the next 5-10 years? Rigo, we need to draft 2 wide receivers this draft. If we get Willis, no fly zone. I agree. I really see us trading back realistically. I do too, bro. Like, any of those corners or receivers that a lot of people want, you could probably still get them at like pick 19 because the draft is really deep, especially a receiver. Which free agent linebacker fits for us? Any of the middle ones. So Bobby Wagner, Jordan Hicks, AJ Johnson, the guy whose name I still can't pronounce from the Falcons. I love Pickens too. We can bond on what I want him in the 2nd. Oh yeah, George Pickens in the 2nd, please. Do y'all like the name change? I hate it. Don't got nothing to do with the city. I mean, there's a lot of bad names out there. Like, I mean, if the Cowboys were just like, they just came up with that name, we'd be like the Cowboys. Like, that's lazy. Like the Packers, the Texans. Like, their name is the Texans. Like Commanders really isn't that bad. I mean, I wanted Red Wolves, but honestly, it's really not that bad. 10 years from now, it's just gonna be so normal. Like, bro, what are the Packers like? Let me see. Oh yeah, I had to pin Rich's comment. No Willis, no Hamilton, please trade back. That's exactly what time I'm on. Who knew we could have gotten Coop and Mack for day 3 picks? Big cat pit though. Yeah, that Khalil Mack trade caught me off guard. The Cooper trade didn't catch me off guard because it was already reported that they were willing to release him if they had to. So of course they had no leverage. They're like, well, if we just don't trade for him, if we don't give you, you know, if you asking for a 3rd round pick, if we simply just don't do it, you're gonna release him anyway. We can go get him for free. So they kind of did it to themselves and ended up having to trade him for a 5th. And I'm pretty sure they prioritized sending him to an AFC team in the first place. We need for, bro, I still don't exactly know how to pronounce that man's name, Rich. But yes, the Falcons linebacker, please. Little cap space and so many holes got me nervous. Pickens is 1st round talent that we can get in the 2nd. I agree. I don't think we're going to draft the QB in the 1st round with so many holes to fill. I think we can fill so many of them in free agency, though. There's a team named the Packers. Rico, Commanders is growing on me. I mean, it's not necessarily even growing on me. It's just like, it's really not that bad. Like, it's just whatever. Like, it could have been way worse. I mean, again, bro, there's a team called the Texans. Like, they didn't even try. They just panicked. It was like, where do we play at? Texas? Okay, we're the Texans. Like, that's just not, like, nobody cares. But we just accept it as normal because it's been there for so long. But if the Texans were to just now name themselves the Texans, we'd be questioning them too. We'd be questioning them more than the Commanders. Brody, Aja, are y'all bored? Y'all bored? Brody, Aja just got groomed. Now she's going crazy. Real Commanders is growing on me. Commanders not that bad. I'm already used to it. Yeah, it really isn't that bad to me. Packing industry, the worst name is, yeah, and then the Browns. Like it's really, honestly, the only names people don't assume are bad are animal names, except for the Pelicans. That was just stupid. But if you win in doubt, name your team after some aggressive animal, some slightly dangerous animal, people don't even question you. They're just like, oh, okay, you're an eagle, you're a hawk, you know what I'm saying? You're a falcon. and people just don't question it. But really, yeah, I mean, how many names out there just really that good? It could have been the Washingtonians, the Marylanders, the Virginians. Like, I mean, like, come on, like the Texans. With Michael Parsons in our division, I think we need to draft Xander Horvath in the 7th to be our third down back and catch, run, hurdle dude, 6'2", 240. Golly. That's interesting. I'm about to peep him out. Hold on, let me write that down. That man sounds like he on to something. Who is that guy? Hold on, let me go ahead and paste that. I don't know what my boy over there talk about. I'm about to check him out. Commanders isn't horrible. I'm glad Rico pointed out the Commanders isn't that bad of a name. People overreact. It's really not that bad. Yeah, what is a 49er? Like, come on, bro. Still call them Redskins. I mean, I just call them Burgundy and Gold, Washington. I don't mind calling them Commanders. It's just not like, it doesn't roll off the tongue easily. Like, if I'm just in a regular conversation, I don't think to call them Commanders. I have to, like, stop and wait and then be like, all right, the Commanders. Like, it's still not natural. Again, I don't hate the name. It's just not, I'm not used to calling them that, so it just doesn't roll off immediately. Packers, 49ers, Bills, Texans, Chargers, Dolphins, Cardinals, Colts, Browns, Saints, Rams. All of these will be laughable in 2022. Yeah, bro, it's just random. It's really random. I mean, out of that list, maybe the Saints I can see, but everybody else is just random. Or, again, the bailout, when in doubt, pick a random aggressive animal. Pick a bird. Pick some, fairly dangerous animal, and you're good. We need the running back B Hall at 29. Bad. Could have been the Washingtonians, exactly, Lance. We need a true fullback to help our running backs push those holes and get short yardage. I don't think Scott Turner likes running up fullbacks because we brought that fullback over midseason and never used him. He just sat on the practice squad. Rigo, why can't we get one of your Georgia linebackers in the first round? I just don't think it's worth it. I love Nakobe Dean, but he's not a true Mike linebacker, in my opinion, and it'd just be a waste. You pretty much just be kicking Jamin Davis off the field. And I think Jamin Davis can still play a nice role at will linebacker. 240, who is him? Yeah, I don't know how that guy's that big. That guy, I don't know where you found that guy. I just say watch the interesting Xander guy. Yeah, that's Xander thing. I don't know where you found them, Command Center. I liked watching the football team. I mean, that grew on me. I stopped caring about it. I mean, again, I kept emphasizing the in it, like the Ohio State, the Bronx. I kept saying the football team, like we're the, y'all are a football team, we're the football team. I kept doing that with it. I'm sorry. I mean, that didn't bother me after a while either. If we would have traded for Jordan Love, your thoughts? Please, no thanks. I'm good on. I didn't like Jordan Love coming out, me personally. So I'm good on Jordan Love. Even though that wouldn't stop us from taking Malik Willis, so maybe I would have preferred it for that reason. Xander, running back, Purdue, dude got his leg broken week 2 and was back week 8 hurling dudes. Oh, yeah, no, that guy's built different. That guy's built different. Most of my friends are Cowboys fans, and they act like it's the worst name ever created. What's good, DMV representing? Friday stream return. Not yet, Rich, not yet. But I definitely want to. Definitely at a certain point this offseason. But right now, I got to work on these mock drafts. I got to do these film sessions. Like I said, I'm not sure if y'all noticed in my intros and my videos, but for channel members, no matter what level you are, I'm about to start doing film sessions that, like, I'm not even going to edit it. It's going to be raw. I'm just going to be watching film. Like, I might pull up Jameson Williams film. I'm not going to edit stuff. I'm not going to cut stuff out. I'm not even going to have a specific game plan. I'm just going to pull up his film and just watch it and analyze it as I go. And it'll probably be a lot of laughing. Like, guys like Jameson Williams juking guys out their socks and making them fall while he running routes. I'm going to be doing more laughing than analyzing. So it's going to be something like that. So stay tuned for... It's just a whole bunch of stuff I got to work on. And then, of course, like, I'm going to try to do some film sessions for the guys we signed. Like, if we sign Bobby Wagner, I'm going to try to do a film session on how Bobby Wagner fits on Jack Del Rio's defense. I'm still working on the Carson Wentz film session that's going to be for everybody. Now, Carson Wentz is going to be for everybody. But, like, random draft prospects, like maybe like Malik Willis and guys like that, Sauce Gardner, that's going to be for the channel members. And again, it's not even going to be like professional like I normally do where I chop it up. It's, organized, it's in order. No, it's literally just going to be play to play. Just watch and just throw the tape on and see what happens. Will we keep Payne? I don't know. I think so. I think we would have traded him by now if we were just going to go ahead and not sign him. So I think they're just waiting and they're going to eventually do it maybe. Rico, you think we can get Quandre Diggs as free safety? I have him on my list. I hope so. Marcus Williams and Tyrann Mathieu are higher priorities, but if we don't get them, I would love to get Quandre Diggs. What are your thoughts on Desmond Ritter? I'm not a big Desmond Ritter fan, but I can see a scenario with Desmond Ritter. It's any of these quarterbacks, you can make a case why they would end up being the best quarterback from the class when it's all said and done. Especially, again, quarterbacks that go later in the draft go to better teams, go to better situations. They tend to look better. They tend to play better. So I can see that even being a strong reason why Desmond Ritter ends up being the best quarterback of the class. I personally don't really like him that much. But it's not like I hate him. I can see a scenario where Desmond Ritter can go to the right team and ball out. I mean, Mac Jones was really not good. He just played for the Patriots. Whereas you had Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson and all of these guys playing for these struggle teams, Justin Fields. And Mac Jones over here looking good because he's in a better situation because he went later in the draft. And I can see Desmond Ritter, because he goes later in the draft, going to a really good team and balling out. I can see that, where everything around him is just a better situation. He has the weapons. He has a better O-line than what Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, and Matt Corral get, and Sam Howell. You know what I'm saying? I like Jordan Love. I was about to make a video about Love when Wentz trade dropped minutes before I posted it. Oh, it's a good thing you didn't pull that trigger. Now the name Commanders got to grow on me. And that same thing kind of happened to me. I was working on a video on how we could still potentially get Deshaun Watson after we lost out on Russell Wilson. I was talking about, okay, we got all this cap space. We can sign Bobby Wagner. We can sign this guy, all of that. And then we traded for Carson Wentz as I was editing the video. And I just trashed the video. I just put it in the recycling bin. Because the video would have looked stupid, me talking about how all these guys we can get with the cap space we have. We don't have the cap space anymore. So I just gave up. That whole video just got thrown in the recycle bin. Now the name Commanders got to grow on me. I'm used to WFT. I low-key think Settle is better than Payne. Interesting. I was thinking I might join you one time for film, but I want to see it first. See what first? What do you mean? I'm whatever with name at this point. I really don't like the white uniform. Xander is a fullback. You know, I wouldn't mind trading back with the Lions for 32, 34 in a late-round pick. Interesting. Rico, you think there's a possibility we get Jameson Williams? It's quite possible. Some teams may be afraid of his injuries. What do you think about the linebacker from Utah? He's everywhere on the field. I mean, you know, I think my boy Nakobe Dean's better, but I think he would be a better fit for us. He could play more of a Mike linebacker role than Nakobe Dean did, but just off of his size, Nakobe Dean's kind of, you know, his size didn't really bother him in college, but we'll see what happens at the NFL level. Again, I love Nakobe Dean, and I think ultimately maybe he'll be the better linebacker overall, but if we're talking about being a pure Mike, I think the guy from Utah may end up being a better Mike linebacker. I think Nakobe Dean will be a better overall linebacker because he just makes plays and coverage and everywhere. That man's everywhere. I love if we keep Payne and Settle and trade or cut Ioannidis. I would like to trade Ioannidis, man. That $8 million worth of cap space, bro. Please give me that. We don't draft a QB. Nothing we do this year. Offseason matters. Landon, I'm kind of right with you. How long do you think Rivera has this season doesn't work out? I don't know, honestly. We may just tough it out with him no matter what happens, honestly. He's a running back for Purdue. Marcus Williams and Honey Badger on Jets. Might have to overpay for one of them. Yeah, I think Marcus Williams going to get big money. No to Connor Williams. He's still somewhere holding. Yeah, that's why he's further down the list. But yeah, Marcus Williams streaming on Twitch. Rico, sorry to say we're going to lose Tim Settle. I would like to keep him, but yeah, he's an unrestricted free agent. Who knows what's going to happen. It's good, Travis. I want a fullback there. Super valuable. The Washington Wolverines, you can get too much more dangerous or aggressive animal. Yeah, that would have been fun. Alliteration too, Washington Wolverines. What's your thoughts on Garrett Wilson and Jahan Dotson? I mean, there's so many good receivers. Really, my only answer I can give when y'all ask about any of them is like, I would take any of them. I don't particularly just love one guy over the rest. Maybe healthy Jameson Williams, I could argue, to me, is better than everybody else. But anybody, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Treylon Burks, Jahan Dotson, he'd probably be a little bit lower for me. But the guy from, what's his name? Y'all said his name earlier, the taller guy from USC. And you know my boy George Pickens, I think he's going to go somewhere and has the potential to end up being the best receiver from his class. So it's just like, that's the reason I don't want to draft one at 11, because I think you can even trade back and still get one of the top guys. My boy Big John with the donation, appreciate that. He said, thanks for your hard work for us, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up, and I especially appreciate the donations. Yes, sir. I'm about to go ahead and get up out of here soon because I'm about to go ahead and start working on some content. I'm gonna go ahead. I need to start watching some more film because I want to make sure after free agency hits and we start signing guys, I want to make sure my mock draft is as good as it can be. And I also need to really get to working on that Carson Wentz film session that I promised y'all. I prefer to get that done before tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to see if I can start that. So I'm about to leave in like 5 minutes, but let me try to sprint through and see what everybody said. Appreciate that again, Big John. If we get Willis, I don't care about the Carson Wentz trade. Hey, same here, YK3. Hey, I don't care. As long as we got my boy, I'm happy. Most definitely, I think we draft Lloyd, but who knows, man. Best player available at 11. I can see us going best player available at 11, too. Even though I think trading back, just like Rich said, I'm Kyle Hamilton, Malik Willis, or trade back. Washington Wolverines would have been way better. I agree. We keep RSJ at tight end. I don't know. Unrestricted free agent. It's going to be hard to keep him. We're still struggling on cap space. We're trying to pay Terry McLaurin long term. Oh, my Lord. Somebody just reported that don't be surprised if Drew Lock is the starting quarterback for the Seahawks next year. Hey, I hope so. Get out the way so we can get Malik Willis. Leno got 13 penalties every other year before we whipped him into shape, and he had one this year. Williams had one season with a lot of penalties. We can fix that. Again, that's why I have him on my list. But the fact that he had all those penalties is why he's further down on my list. But a lot of people are like, yeah, they don't want Connor Williams at all. I would like Connor Williams if we miss on the other guys like Laken Tomlinson and all those other guys. I'm okay with. I'm not completely out on Connor Williams, but there is a reason he's down a little bit. But yeah, I agree, Command Center. I just asked Marcus if he wanted to be a commander, and he smirked. Oh, you went to his Twitch stream? What team you thinking going have Bengals type season 2022? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily going to be duplicated, especially immediately, like back-to-back seasons. So my guess would be nobody, even though that's the safe thing to say and that's easy to say. But I honestly just don't think another team is going to have a meteoric rise like that. I mean, maybe you could argue the Ravens, because like the Ravens just had a lot of injuries, including Lamar Jackson. So maybe just off of the fact that they were severely hurt last year, maybe they're going to take a huge leap forward compared to 2021, just naturally because they're not going to be hurt. Who knows? Maybe we're one of those teams. I'm not necessarily saying we're going to go to the Super Bowl, but again, we had the hardest schedule in the NFL, literally #1 last year, and now we have the 32nd, literally the easiest schedule in the NFL going into this season. There's no way we're going to be as hurt as we were last year. Just law of averages, it just can't be. And then automatic upgrade going from Taylor Heinicke to Carson Wentz. No matter what you say about Carson Wentz, he's better than Taylor Heinicke. At the very least, he can hit receivers open down the field, which is going to open up the run game, like somebody else said earlier. It's just like so many reasons. Like, we have a certain floor with the way our team is constructed. Like, we won 7 games last year. We have to win at least 8. I just can't see us winning less than 8. And who knows? Maybe Carson Wentz balls out and we're playoff contenders. We make it to the playoffs. Maybe we win a game. I don't think we're Super Bowl contenders with Carson Wentz, but who knows? We go George Pickens running a 4-4 flat. He's going to if the second round. Yeah, I'm sad, man. I wanted him to do really well in the 40 time because that's my Georgia dog, and I think he's underrated. I can make a case for him being the best receiver out of this entire draft class. But now that he killed his 40 time at 6'3", running a 4-4 flat, he's going to end up probably getting drafted higher and less likely of a chance for us getting them, but we'll see. Can we have another name change once we have a new owner? Don't forget to leave a like before y'all leave. Thank you, Mommy. Yeah, make sure y'all leave a like on the way out, please. Thank you, thank you. Think Leo Chanel is a special linebacker. Dude put up a 999 RAS between the combine and pro day, 6'3", 250. Oh, let me write that down, Command Center. Let me see. I'm gonna have to peep him because I haven't peeped him either. I don't even exactly know who you talk about. I actually haven't done too much research with the like normally with the combine I go super deep diving, seeing the guys who had the best RAS and athletic scores and stuff like that. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. What's good? Bowser was good. Bowser. I said Bowser. Until we get eliminated from playoff contention, I'm saying we going to the Super Bowl. Hey, I like the confidence. It's not over till it's over. I feel you. Don't sleep on Atlanta drafting Malik Willis. I'm pretty sure Malik Willis will love that, to be able to just go right back home, play for probably the team he rooted for his whole time growing up. That would probably be interesting. But that would hurt me, bro. Anywhere but the Falcons or the Cowboys. I can handle Malik Willis playing for anybody but those two. I hate the Falcons and the Cowboys too much to see my boy Malik Willis go to him. So we'll see how that goes. I just really hope that doesn't happen. Where we at? Oh, yeah, let me go ahead and run through these before I dip up out of here. I don't want to leave anybody unread. Wentz is the best QB we've had since Cousins. I think easily. I think he's going to definitely be better than Kirk Cousins. I just don't know if he's good enough to take us all the way to a Super Bowl, and that's my thing. We're going to go all in, put all our eggs in one basket on this Carson Wentz year, and if we don't end up winning a Super Bowl, we're hurting ourselves in the future. Like, us going all in this year is making it harder for us to be Super Bowl contenders sooner in the future. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how this goes. I think we're definitely going to be better than last year, easily. Carson Wentz, Taylor Heinicke, and Malik Willis be the best QB room in the league. Hey, I'll take it. What's good, Khalifa? My boy DMV representative, appreciate the donation. Thank you. Appreciate that. I respect your hustle, Rico. Thanks for all the dope content. Hey, man, I appreciate you pulling up and donating especially, man. I appreciate that. Falcons just need to rebuild and trade Matt Ryan while they can get a first-round pick for him. I don't think they can get a first. And it's not even just his talent. I think he's getting paid like $40 million this next season, or at least in the 30s. And I think that's going to be hard to trade. Kind of like my boy Westbrook struggling, and you can't trade him, and it's not even necessarily just because of how bad he's playing, but nobody wants to eat that contract. 7 games with Taylor Heinicke, having the worst schedule in the league is good. Now with the easiest schedule in Wentz, we finally might win a playoff game. I agree. Dude tape is disgusting too. Ball snaps, and he teleports on the QB or running back like instantly. Hey, I'm about to look him up, Commander. I wrote all of that down, Commander. So I wrote both of those guys, the fullback / running back and the linebacker. I got it written down. That's added to my list of things I need to watch. Because, again, there's so much more film I need to watch. I've been so focused on free agency the past few, days and kind of weeks that I've kind of fallen back on my film. So I need to watch more film, especially, the receivers. Again, I haven't really been watching the receivers like a lot of other people have because I'm not so huge on getting a receiver at 11. Because especially, mostly because you can trade back or even get one of those guys in the second, probably somebody just as good. I like Jordan Hicks as well. As you can see, he's on my linebacker list. He's third for me. I like Jordan Hicks a lot. Surround Wentz with weapons. I really like how everybody is talking down on Carson Wentz, but no one mentioned the weapons codes. Yeah, Terry McLaurin is definitely the best receiver Carson Wentz has ever had in his career. We get Zach Ertz, his safety blanket. Oh, yeah. I like our chances. Good thing if it doesn't work out, we won't have a cap hit like the following season. Yep. Super Bowl champions, Washington Commanders. We got to believe, Rico. Hey, I'm all in. Let's get it. Goes through O-lineman like a ghost. Good point, Johnny Boy. Just woke up, Rico. Nice to see your videos. It's good, Preston. Appreciate you pulling up, man. It would be dope to have a Super Bowl with the same season we introduce our new name. That would be insane. Now, that would be a Bengals type of season out of nowhere. Leo Chanel could be Ron's new Luke in the second. Yeah, I'm definitely about to peep that guy because you talking highly of him. And you know, I like athletic freaks as well. Me and you were eye to eye. We were on the same page with what's the edge rusher that we got in the 7th? What's his name? From Penn State, where we both feel like he should just go ahead and move the outside linebacker, play more like a Sam linebacker role. Because he's an athletic freak, we just barely use him. And I feel like he would be able to contribute to our defense more. Like we be eye to eye. We right there with the athletic freaks, man. Drake London, wide receiver from USC, would be special. Yeah, Shaka Toney, thank you. Shaka Toney, yeah, man. Yeah, Drake London would be. I think we should get one of the taller receivers to pair with Terry, honestly. We already have a bunch of 6-foot even guys. Move full of the free safety draft Sauce Gardner. I've seen, that's interesting. Bobby Wagner Ertz and mid-tier offensive guard would be a dream free agency for me with the remaining cap space. I agree. I'm right with you. An athletic from Wisconsin, right? Yep. Trade down and build for the future. Shaka Toney. Thank y'all. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shaka, man. I'm right. We be on the same page with the athletic freaks, man. And how you can even possibly change their position from what they were doing in college, project them to a different position in the NFL, and you can make it work. I don't know why we haven't tried it with Shaka Toney. Because I remember even going into training camp, they were trying him at edge rusher. They didn't even really try him at linebacker. And he was running linebacker drills at the Senior Bowl. And I'm like, okay, so coaches are aware that he could work out at outside linebacker. I don't know why when we drafted him, we didn't do the same thing. I would love Shaka Toney at Sam. What's good, Michael? We definitely getting Ertz. I really hope so. I saw a report. It's between us and the Cardinals for Zach Ertz. And he may prioritize us even if we offer slightly less money just because we have Carson Wentz. We need Bobby Wagner, please. This is a 1-year tryout. I think so, too. Isn't Pickens 6'2"? He's actually 6'3". George Pickens is literally 6'3". Ran a 4.4. Y'all go, hey, bro. Somebody... I can't wait to see where George Pickens goes so people can realize I'm not trolling. Still love to scoop DC boy off Bears. Charles Snowden for that. Sam. Interesting. Definitely need a tall wide receiver, especially if we don't sign back. Wait, huh? Fact, use a NASCAR package with the Giants did when they won the Super Bowl. JoJo, another athletic freak for you, Rico. He played in Nebraska. Let me write that down. Yeah, I love the athletic freaks, man. Because first of all, it's just fun to project how well they'll play at the NFL level and what you can put them to do and all that stuff. But he underperformed at the combine. Okay, so he's talking about the domain guy. We're going with you. I've been telling Louis T about Pickens. Bro, Pickens, bro. People going to see, bro. Let him go to one of them really good quarterbacks, see what happened. Right about different scenarios. One would be to draft a solid tackle to come in at right tackle and move Samuel Cosmi to right guard. I've never heard of that one. That's interesting. I think they see him as a tackle, though, but that's really interesting, though. If we pair McLaurin with Pickens, we might be deadly. Oh, bro. I shed a tear of joy we get George Pickens outside of the first round. Don't draft Willis, move down, get more picks. Preston, I'm right with you on that. Charles Snowden is 6'7" edge, but was good dropping in the coverage as a cav. Well, why is that guy not a first rounder? The way you just described him, I'm going to have to peep him too. I wish my Cowboys traded DeMarcus Lawrence to the Chargers to get rid of his contract. I feel that, man. But all right, man, I'm out, y'all, man. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. I only planned on streaming for an hour, but we ended up going for like an hour 45 because we were just having too much fun. And there's so much to talk about with free agency. We about to get to it, though, man. Tomorrow is the big day. Let's see who we get or don't get. Hopefully, we're aggressive. Maybe we may end up being passive again. I don't know. I mean, again, Ron Rivera has a track record of being passive in free agency, but he went out there and offered Amari Cooper more money than anybody else in the NFL. He just happened to, Amari Cooper just happened to turn it down. So, don't be surprised if we go out there and try to get the, Bobby Wagner to be his Luke Kuechly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not banking on it. I'm not confident that we will be, but don't be surprised if we do, because I didn't even feel like we needed a receiver that bad, and he went out there and offered Amari Cooper crazy money. So, man, hopefully he takes that same energy and applies it to Marcus Williams or Bobby Wagner. Check out Christian Watson. Oh, yeah. After the combine, I got to watch him more, but after the combine, he caught my attention. The Real Benjamin, appreciate the donation. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really intrigued by Christian Watson after that combine. I'm about to check him out more as well. He went undrafted last year. We'll definitely need a tall receiver, especially if we don't bring back Cam Sims. Oh, yeah, good point. I think we had a good chance of getting Pickens until he ran a 4.4. He did his dirt. Yeah, Pickens running that 4.4 definitely hurt our chances of getting him outside the first round. All right, Rico, headed to Houston for a family vacation. See you next time. All right, Mr. Jones, I low-key think we get Marcus Williams. I hope so. I already saw a report that we are interested, but who knows if we can even create the cap space to get him. Been on Christian Watson since the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I'm late to him. I wasn't really paying that much attention to him until that 40 time. But again, I haven't really been paying attention to receivers like that anyway. I already have my sleeper in George Pickens. I already have my favorite guy in Jamison Williams when healthy. So everybody else is just kind of falling in between the cracks while I've been focusing on quarterback and guard and safety and corner and all that stuff. I haven't really paid as much attention to receivers as I should have. But I'm going to get there. Him and Khalil Shakur did great in the Senior Bowl. They're going to be nice. Dude, Christian Watson in the shoe. Wentz in DSU. Perfect. Hey, good point. We get Watson in the second round. It's a steal. 6'4", 6'5", 4'3" speed. Yeah, that's insane, bro. That 40 time was crazy. O-line depth, linebacker, safety, defensive back depth. All right, y'all, man. Yeah, again, I appreciate all y'all pulling up. Please like the video, like this stream on the way out. And I'm going to be catching y'all with all kinds of content, man. When we start signing people, expect to get spammed with videos. I'll probably start up a live stream in the evening. I'll probably do videos as we're signing guys, and then I'll throw up a live stream at the end of the night, like somewhere towards the night, and we'll do a review of day 1 of free agency. Same thing with day 2 if we do anything. Same thing with day 3 if we do anything. So, all right, y'all, man. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Please like the stream on the way out, man. I really appreciate y'all, man. I'll catch y'all later. I am out.